Hello friends, welcome to this lesson. This is the lesson number 35 in this series of British literature. In the previous lesson we discussed Richard Tottel, the great publisher of the Times, and now in this lesson we shall discuss Sir Thomas Wyatt. He was born in the year 1503 and died in the year 1542. So almost 39 years he lived. And about his father, he was the trusted member of Henry VIII's court. So we have Henry VIII, and in his court his father was a member. And Thomas Wyatt, he himself had a very good personality. He was almost 6 feet tall, and he was quite popular. And there was one rumor, as people used to call, that he had an affair with Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn, if you try to recall, Anne Boleyn was the second wife of King Henry VIII. Okay, so first about his study. He went for a diplomatic mission to France and Italy. And when he went to Italy, there he studied Petrarchan and Italian sonnets, about which we shall talk a bit later. And during his visit, and in fact when he returned back, he got favor from the king and the queen, and he was given the knighthood. So with his name, now the title Sir is started to be used. And later he was imprisoned by the king. Why? There was an excuse that he had some dispute with the Duke of Suffolk. And actually there was another rumor that the king put him in the prison just because he came to know about his affair with the Queen Anne Boleyn. So there is not much clarity, but still there are rumors that he had an affair, and that is why he was put behind the bars. And later we know, as I have already told you about that period, that King Henry VIII, he executed almost every of his wives, or he took divorce. So similar thing it happened with Anne Boleyn. He executed her, and when Anne Boleyn was executed, only after that Sir Thomas Wyatt was released from the prison. And later he was charged with treason again, and later he also got some pardon from the king. Why? Because if we try to recall again, King Henry VIII married 6 times, and his 5th wife, the name of 5th wife was Catherine Howard. And Catherine Howard had a cousin, and the name of that cousin is Henry Howard, about whom we shall discuss in the next lesson, because he is also a famous poet or writer. And Henry Howard was the friend of Sir Thomas Wyatt. So he had some links in the royal family, and that is why he got pardon. And then he lived almost up to the age of 39. And now about his diplomatic visit, I told you that in France and Italy he had some visits, and there he learned about the Italian sonnets and their poetic format, how they used to write in couplets or in octets or sussets. So everything he learned there. When he was returning from these countries, at that time he brought some of the copies of these sonnets. And now I tell you a bit about these sonnets, because there is nothing much asked about Thomas Wyatt in the past, only such questions related to sonnets and whatever is published about him. So these are the things I shall talk now. First about Italian or Petrarchan sonnets. These sonnets means first simply understand this. Sonnet means a small little poem of 10 lines, 20 lines, 15, 14. So mostly it is 14 lines poem, and there are two, you can say, stanzas, 8 lines and 6 lines, and it is written in iambic pentameter. For Italian or Petrarchan sonnets, it is said that it is written in iambic pentameters, overall 14 lines, and first 8 lines, the set of first 8 lines is called as the octet, and the last 6 lines are called as the sestet. And now the name I told you a bit earlier, that is Henry Howard. So there was a question in the past that who is known or who were known as the father of English sonnets. So in that question we have the answer that Henry Howard and Sir Thomas Wyatt. Henry Howard and Sir Thomas Wyatt are known as the father of English sonnets. And now I am just telling you about the Italian sonnets, and what about the English sonnets. So there is some fact. There are some facts about it. So what is that? First about Sir Thomas Wyatt. He used those Petrarchan or Italian sonnets without much modification. These were in the Latin verse, and mostly he has used these sonnets. But what Henry Howard did, he modified these sonnets. He changed a bit of style, maybe the how means the rhyme scheme is A B C D, as we commonly see if you have gone through their rhyme schemes. Otherwise I am not otherwise, but definitely I will produce a lesson on them as well. Henry Howard modified that creation, and then whatever Henry Howard wrote, these sonnets later came to be known as the Shakespearean sonnets. Why? Because William Shakespeare used the typical style which is developed or modified by Henry Howard, and William Shakespeare popularized them, and people came to know that it's the creation by William Shakespeare. So the sonnets style which is created or produced by Henry Howard is famously known as the Shakespearean sonnets. One more question was there. It was related to Tottel's miscellany. In the previous lesson we talked about Richard Tottel and his Tottel's miscellany. So about that there were 91 poems written by Sir Thomas Wyatt in that Tottel's miscellany. Overall there were 271 poems. Out of those, 91 poems written by Sir Thomas Wyatt. So that's it about this lesson. Before finishing up this lesson, I would just simply tell you that the rhyme scheme or the this point is quite important, that Italian or Petrarchan sonnets are used or modified by Henry Howard and Sir Thomas Wyatt, and they have taken these sonnets from the Italy, the country Italy and France. So now one more thing about these lessons which I am just posting on YouTube. These lessons can be taken as the audio lessons, because most of the time you will find that there is a constant one picture on the screen and not much there. So not too many animations or so. So I have simply written the important points which I think, especially considering the spellings, because most of the times otherwise I'll be telling in the audio that how to spell this, because there are some confusions, not the common spellings, especially for the new words that we see about the title of the works or some of the writer's name. So that is why I have just taken the screen for some of the assistance to my lecture or my lesson. Sorry, I don't call it as a lecture. I am just revising the things and also sharing with you people. Because when I cleared UGC NET at that time, these things helped me a lot. So definitely I find that or I feel that these things will help you a lot in this way as well. So you can simply go through with these points, whatever is on there. But be careful to pay full attention to whatever I am telling you in this audio lesson, because there will be so many things away from the screen, because on the screen not the major points but the point which I think that which may assist you in writing. Otherwise there are a number of points which are not mentioned on the screen, but usually I repeat in this lesson. So these things have worked for me, and I hope that these things will also work for all you people, whoever is listening to these lessons. So that's it for Sir Thomas Wyatt. In the next lesson we shall be discussing Henry Howard. So thanks a lot again, many thanks for watching this lesson. Have a nice day.